What is up, you guys? This is Rachel Graham. It has been quite a few weeks since I've been online with a video for you. I've been just kind of dealing with all of the things everybody else has been dealing with in terms of the killing of George Floyd and the protesting, rioting, etc. Just coming on the wake of everything opening back up with COVID, sort of, phase 2 of the reopen, and then having all of this horrific shit go down. It's just been kind of taxing, to say the least, and haven't really wanted to get on social media and really talk about my own personal stuff, because it just feels sort of insignificant and frankly irrelevant, and just inappropriate in the whole scheme of things. So I feel like I really just needed this last really the last week to sort of just process how I'm feeling about everything and figure out a plan on how I'm going to adjust what I've been doing in the past regarding these issues, which is really nothing, which is embarrassing to say, but I'm also not embarrassed because it is what it is and I'm learning from it. But I do feel like I have to hop on here and do an update for you guys, because I had been posting consistently every week of my pregnancy, just about. I think I missed a week or two here and there, and then the last couple weeks I've really dropped off. So apologies for that, but I think you guys can all identify with me not wanting to hop on and talk about my personal life. So, but today I'm going to talk about it. Shout out to Sober Babes Club. Got this really cute t-shirt from him. It's an awesome Instagram profile where he features other people that are sober, and it's just been really inspiring to me. Just although I haven't been in quarantine, like lockdown, I still have to go to work, but just keeping kind of my spirits high and feeling stoked that I found a community of people that sort of are approaching sobriety with more of like like a badass thing that's not like rooted in like AA. And there's definitely people I'm sure that benefit a lot from AA that are, sober babes or whatever. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying more of like the aesthetic is pleasing to me. So, I don't think I don't know. I've never been interested in wearing a shirt that said sober or alcohol free or anything like that, because it felt really sort of, like really like defiant. And I guess with just everything that's been going on, I kind of realized like, yeah, but you kind of have to speak your mind, and you have to put your thoughts out there, because if we're putting our thoughts out there on the internet regarding, personal brands or representing products and things like that, and then just like lifestyle in general, trying to create just a presence that's like a positive influence on people, then why am I not talking about things why am I not advertising kind of like my own beliefs in just wearing a shirt? I think that's pretty awesome. So anyways, when I saw that he had put out this shirt, and then there's another design that I bought, and he has another one too, I bought them immediately. I was like, okay, I really, really like that. And I feel like it really it's something that I can get on board with, and it feels really empowering to be part of a group that's, even if just online and posting selfies, it's just still like, it's that whole like, this might be very like self-centered or sort of egoistic to some people, but I think when you're sober, especially for the people that, like, I'm currently pregnant, so it's a lot easier for me right now, but I definitely feel like I still need to like talk about it and celebrate it, because in only 3 months I'm not going to be pregnant anymore, and I'm going to be back in the camp of people that are just actively trying to stay sober and don't have an overwhelmingly immediate need to be sober, like when you have a baby inside your body. Clearly, if you're growing a human being inside your body, most people, I think, would abstain from alcohol and other drugs, pharmaceuticals, things like that. But in saying that, maybe not. I mean, so for me, it's just like I still want to kind of wave the flag and support other people that are really actively like struggling with this, especially right now with this situation. It's obviously been really hard, I think, for a lot of people to stay on their path, whether that's just like quitting booze, or maybe getting off like an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety, or quitting smoking, or like anything, just like a clean lifestyle. It's hard to make those changes and then sustain them, especially in a time where it's kind of like fuck it, right? Like, it's really been a fuck the world sort of feeling, I think, for a lot of people with just everything that's been going on. And it's easy to like slip back into those vices that give you comfort. So anyways, there's my soapbox. Super cute shirt. I kind of rolled the sleeves up. This is a medium. They're unisex. Like I said, I am 27 weeks pregnant. My boobs are a lot bigger than they normally are. My belly is very big. But I'm excited for this shirt to, I'll be able to wear it when I'm not pregnant, and it'll be a little more loose in how I'd normally wear my t-shirts. So super pumped. Check out his page, Sober Babes Club, if you haven't already, for just like inspiration and really like fun people that are being featured. So back to the pregnancy. So where am I at? 27 weeks and 2 days today. Baby is 2 pounds and 14.5 inches, which is really, really crazy. The vegetable that he is a cabbage, which is really big, dude. Like, I'm like, okay, so a cabbage is like this big, and then my uterus itself is the size of a basketball. So, I mean, I believe it. It's like I have this giant belly to show for it, but it's still like surreal to think that he's this big, because I'm thinking back in my mind to making videos where he was the size of he was tiny, a couple inches. So now to be 14.5 inches and 2 pounds is very crazy. So in terms of development, his taste buds are fully developed. Interesting fact, I always thought kind of like if you eat something, then the baby could like pretty much right away like taste it or know what was going on. I don't know why I thought that. It seems sort of ridiculous, but apparently they actually taste the food that you've eaten in the amniotic fluid about 2 hours after you've actually consumed it. So it's not like you're gonna eat some spicy food and then expect them to start dancing around in there because it's so spicy. No, he's gonna taste it like two hours later. So that's really cool. He can fully recognize voices, so he definitely knows the sound of my voice at this point. He also knows the sound of me. Okay, so this is kind of a funny thing. I just wonder if he recognizes when I'm talking to Lola when he's born, if he'll sort of feel a kinship or something, like a knowingness when he hears me talk to Lola in real life, because I use a certain voice when I talk to the dog. That's different than, when I speak to anybody else, right? And, when I talk to him, I use a different voice. So I'm very intrigued to see if he notices the Lola voice and then can kind of be like, oh my God, I recognize that sound. So another really cool thing is that they said that if someone puts their ear to your belly, they may be able to hear his heart beating, which is really crazy, because actually 2 weeks ago I have a stethoscope and I put it to my belly and listened, I couldn't hear shit. So if you could take a normal ear and just put it to the belly and hear something, that would be pretty epic. But because I have an anterior placenta, I'm guessing that you couldn't hear anything, because I couldn't hear it with the stethoscope. So it seems unlikely, but I'm going to get Sean to do that in the next couple of days, and then on the next video I'll let you guys know if that was successful or not. So some common symptoms that the app says at 27 weeks are faintness or dizziness, bleeding gums, itchy belly, restless leg syndrome, round ligament pain, and stuffy nose. So thankfully I still do not have any of those, other than I do have some round ligament pain, I guess. I don't really even know if round ligament is what it is, but it makes sense. It feels just like stretching in the uterus area, down further though. So it's some days it just feels like, say I go for a walk and I can really feel like a pressure or a pulling on that part of my belly. But then other days I don't notice it at all. Like today, I haven't noticed it at all. But yeah, still don't really have any of those other symptoms, which is really great. In terms of like workouts, I have not worked out in like a week because Sean hurt his shoulder and actually his knee, because I think he got a little overzealous and started running like 20 to 30 minutes a day just overnight without having run for like a couple of weeks. And so he had hurt himself, and I kind of just like wanted an excuse to not work out for a week because I was like, I kind of need a break. I mean, we did 3 weeks of 21-day fix, and then we also did up to, it was 5 weeks of lift 4. So that's like 8 weeks of consecutive workouts. And you should really take a break between workout programs, and we just didn't, because 21-day fix was 5 days a week or 6 days a week, and lift 4 is only 4 days a week. So we thought, well, we don't really need to take a break. We can just kind of like go right into lift 4. But obviously it was a little much on his joints. I didn't get hurt. Probably didn't need the week off, but you know, it's good to have some rest. So we're actually going to kick it back up tomorrow. We're going to today, but you know, it's like when you have a week off, it's really hard to get back into it. But I'm excited. I'm feeling it. Like, I feel like I needed the break, and now I'm needing to get back and work out the old body. In terms of diet, I am still doing low carb keto. I'm saying low carb first because I am more low carb than strict keto. I'm not strict keto, but I still feel like people kind of like they're not really sure what low carb, like what is the difference, low carb and keto. And so it's just a low carb lifestyle. That's what I'm doing. I have had some days where I've eaten things that are outside of the, keto window, like a hamburger bun. I had one of those. I had a pancake, like a regular buttermilk pancake. Having maybe like a grain-free granola that has coconut sugar in it instead of stevia or monk fruit or erythritol or something like that. But I am completely okay with doing that during the pregnancy. And really, if I felt the need to have a bun with my burger, it's like I'm just gonna have it, because I really don't feel the need to have that very often. So it's like if it's once every 2 weeks or something, I really don't feel like that is damaging in any way. If anything, it's more like doing like a refeed day, like a lot of people do when they're keto, where they eat carbohydrates for 1 day a week, or even cyclical keto, where they're doing every other day. So for me to just be having small amounts here and there, and I really don't find myself like gorging. It's like, okay, I had a hamburger bun, and then I didn't need to have any other carb the rest of the day, and then went back to no carbs the next day, or low carb. I should say no refined carbs, because obviously in greens, in broccoli, and vegetables in general, there's carbohydrates. There's carbohydrates in blueberries, raspberries. All the berries that I eat have carbohydrates in them. Almond flour has carbohydrates. It's just lower, right? So that's what I'm doing in terms of nutrition and workouts. Making sure I drink a lot of water. I've been really enjoying getting out in the sun and sitting by the pool. Our pool opened about I guess it was a week and a half ago or so, and it's been amazing to just be able to like swim around and feel weightless, and I just love the water, so it's really great. And having a tan always makes me feel good, even though I will not show you my nails because they are horrific. I feel like in a strange way, like 25% of why I haven't posted a video is because of my nails. If you notice in a lot of my other videos, I talk with my hands quite a bit. No, I can't look. So I haven't really talked with my hands in this video because I cannot look at my hands. I was a nail biter for literally my entire life, and the only thing that stopped me biting my nails was getting acrylic nails. And there's been periods of time when I haven't had acrylics and I haven't felt the need to bite my nails, but I think just with like this whole situation, and it wasn't even biting them, it was tearing. So like literally picking at them and tearing them, because I know enough to not bite them. With the COVID situation going on, that's not advisable. direct like inoculation. No thank you. So I will be getting my nails done. I'm hoping this weekend. I still have not chosen to go back to the gym, although the gym is open. I have not gone to any restaurants in Madison. We went to a restaurant up north though, but there had literally been 0 deaths in this community, in this county, about an hour north, and we were like, oh my god, it's a long story, but basically we forgot a cooking stove and we went camping, and it was like we either go through the McDonald's drive-thru or we go and eat. We could have eaten in our car, but you know what? We were just like, fuck it. I feel like eating in a restaurant, and that's when I had the buttermilk pancake, and it was fire. It was so good. Oh my god. Like, I would drive back to Green Lake, Wisconsin to go eat that again. What was the name of it? The Admiral? No, the Corporal. I think that's what it was called. Colonel? I don't know how to say that word. In any event, yes. So that's where I stand sort of on social distancing stuff, but I might have to go get my nails done. Like, it just... The thing about eating in a restaurant, though, like in Madison, is that clearly you'd have to have a mask on to be out in public, or you should be, but then you have to eat, so the mask would have to come off. Whereas getting my nails done, the mask can definitely stay on. And they all wear masks, and they always have. So I think in terms of, like, safety, like places like hair salons, nail salons, those places are a pretty safe bet because they already have been practicing safety and sanitation, disinfection for long before this has ever been a thing. Like, I was a hairstylist, and the amount of sterilizing and disinfecting you do, like every person you change the scissors, you disinfect the scissors, you disinfect the combs in barbicide, you spray down the chair, you change the towel, you know, there's all these things in place that hairstylists, barbers, nail techs, these people do these things naturally. They don't need to be taught. It's part of your training when you go to school. So anyways, that's kind of where I stand on that. And then in terms of like birthing stuff, I don't even remember where I was last with all of that in terms of home birth versus hospital birth. I had recorded actually a few videos and then decided not to post them. And then just like never re-filmed them. And I think a few of those videos were talking about my sort of debacle with finding a home birth midwife that would be covered by my insurance. And regrettably, it wound up not working. It would have been double my deductible because my insurance, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield, covers home birth midwives. But the ones that they covered, which was like 2 practitioners, because they have to be nurse, what is it? It's nurse, no. There's a designation that's like professional nurse midwife, and it can't be that one. It has to be another one. Certified nurse midwife, professional, whatever. There's 2 designations. My insurance only covered, the majority of ones they covered were the ones that it wouldn't work. So anyways, my deductible would have been double, so it would have been $5,500. And the midwife I was speaking with was like, well, we would need to have a deposit of like almost $3,000 at week number 32, I think it was, and then she needed the whole balance 6 weeks postpartum. And I totally get it, like needing to secure that because, you know, it's a private practice, and you know, they need to get their money, right? They need to be paid for what they're doing. So I totally understood. It was just really sad. It was really sad, you know, for me to, sorry, I'm kind of wiggling this thing around. I'm just a little nervous. It's kind of windy up here. So, yeah, I was feeling sad, like, oh my God, I'm not going to get to have the birth that I want to have, and feeling really sort of down and out about it. And then I had my cousin's wife actually mentioned to me, you should apply for Badger Care. And Badger Care is like the state-funded health insurance. And I'd actually mentioned that to a few people, and it was kind of like, well, I don't think you would qualify because you're on insurance through your husband. But she was like, no, I got it, and my husband has insurance. And if you're pregnant and you don't meet certain criteria, and you really want to have like a home birth, the Badger Care will support you and help you. because I guess, when you're pregnant, it's kind of different. And I don't actually have direct benefits in terms of maternity leave or any kind of paid leave through his insurance. So it's, in a way, it was kind of a short-sighted thing for me to just be on his insurance. I wasn't really thinking about family planning, years in advance. And when we got on his insurance, I wasn't thinking about, what does this actually give me as the pregnant person? Yeah, it's great I get regular health insurance and we have to meet our yearly deductible. And then so the birth is only going to cost, $2,500. But, what does that mean for me in terms of any kind of paid leave? And it actually means fucking nothing. So, definitely recommend, for those of you, if you're thinking about getting pregnant, make sure you really, if you're on your husband or your partner's plan, make sure you look and see what that actually gives you. Because he gets, something felt like it bit me. That was gross. He gets 2 weeks paid off, and I don't get shit. And we pay the same amount for my part of the insurance as we do for his, and I'm not the employee. So anyways, it's been interesting to navigate the healthcare system here in the US. I've lived here now for almost 8 years, but I've never had to deal with it. I mean, I've never really been sick since I've been here, and obviously this is my first baby, so I've never experienced this side of things. Very, very complicated if you want to do a home birth. But having said all that, I got approved for Badger Care. Just happened, literally last week, at the end of last week. And so fitting that I'm making this video now, because if I had made it any earlier, I would have been talking about how sad I was about the whole thing. So now, that midwife that I had engaged with, we had formed a connection. We had a FaceTime meeting, and it was really, really great. I got to reach back out to her and be like, oh my God, I got Badger Care. So it's super simple, and we have our first meet set up 2 weeks from now. And it's just going to be great. Thinking about our first visit, it's an hour long. 45 minutes of it is her and I just talking about, I'm not sure, maybe she has a specific set of things that she likes to ask. But we've had quite a few conversations over FaceTime and just text message and whatnot through this whole figuring out if I'm actually eligible for her services. And she has a pretty good idea, I think, about where I'm coming from. But it's really awesome to know that I'm going to get 45 minutes of her undivided attention in her office every single time I see her. So that's once a month at first, and then I don't remember when it turns into every 2 weeks, and then every week is obviously near the end. But then the 15-minute end piece of the visit is where she does the medical stuff. Blood pressure, weighs me probably, maybe measures the belly, listens to the heart sounds. And but the majority of it is connecting with me as a person, and so that is really, really different than what I've experienced even with my midwife team out of the hospital, where it's basically a 15-minute to 20-minute short meeting, where they just basically collect some data, ask you how you're doing. They're very nice. It's nothing personal. It's just the way the system works. So it'll be just very refreshing to create more of a bond with this one human who then will be delivering my baby at home. Because the midwife team that I was working with thus far through UW, there's a lot of them, 6, 7, or 8 midwives, and you don't know which person you're going to actually have in the birthing suite with you when you deliver. So that was a little unsettling to me, just because each meeting you see a different person. And I really wanted to get to know and feel comfortable with that person. So now I have the opportunity to do that, and it's going to be amazing. So I was going to talk a little more about my plans for that, but this is already at 24 minutes, so I'm going to, I think, stop talking now. But I guess the next big things that I'm planning are going to be my baby shower, which I believe I'm going to do for August 1st, which is a Saturday. So I need to figure out exactly what I want to do for that. And then just I have my baby invitations, my baby shower invitations. They actually arrived a week and a half ago or so, and the cropping was off. They had cut the border off on one side, and I was like, no. because I feel like I waited forever. But the dude that helped me out, this is through moo.com. They're amazing. I've never had a problem with them before when I've ordered in the past, just different print materials. But this was, he explained to me that my border, it was like a box, it was very, very close to the danger zone, and so that's probably why it got clipped. But he was super accommodating. He was like, yeah, just send me the uploaded file if you want to remove the box or just move it out a little bit, and we'll get them out to you. And it's already been shipped out, so I should be receiving that next week, and then I can fill out the date and send them out. So that's really exciting. Other than that, yeah, I haven't really still haven't got the bassinet that I really want, or a stroller, or a car seat, or a changing table, which are the main things. So I'm hoping that like immediate family will help us out with those items, and we can get that kind of locked down, and then I can really start sort of decorating the side of our bedroom where his changing table is going to be. In terms of like, I haven't really talked too much about like nursery / what we're doing. We're not doing a nursery. We do have a second room, but we're going to keep that just as a second room, and an office is what it is, and then there's a large closet where we're storing a lot of his things. But our bedroom itself is very large, so he's going to have the whole wall opposite our bed where we're going to have his changing table, probably get a dresser. We weren't going to initially, but I think we'll have a dresser with just like a spot to change him on top of that, and then he'll be sleeping in a little bassinet that actually tucks right up to the bed. That's what we've decided to do. So anyways, I'm going to end here. If you like this video, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. I'm going to be posting this primarily on IGTV, so that's why it's in this vertical format. So apologies if it looks weird on YouTube, but whatever. It is what it is. If I were to put it horizontal, it would look really janky. See that? So that doesn't work. I have like a giant head and no arms. But anyways, thanks for watching. My name's Rachel Graham. Have an awesome day. Bye.